Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I need to tell you a story. I had so many really brilliant professors from undergrad on, just cutting edge research, just amazing, and I was able to participate in it. One of them was Elizabeth Mullins. Elizabeth Mullins was studying elite Black women from the 40s and 50s, and what made them elite, what were the ingredients in getting them there. One of the things that she found was that the most pronounced ingredient or variable was the education of the mother. And it was like, oof, but it was a big, big, big research project. Anyway, so one day, it was when I first started working with her, and everybody's definition of Dr. Mullins was, oh my God, aren't you afraid? Like their definition was, she will terrorize you. She will terrorize you. And apparently, she had run a lot of grad assistants and research assistants out of the building, But I love Dr. Mullins. Dr. Mullins' mother was alive, and I think she was 100. And one day we went over for dinner. We had conversations of what it was like to see your first light bulb, and it was just really amazing. Anyway, Dr. Bernita Berry and I, Dr. Bertice Berry, Dr. Bernita Berry, they accepted us both thinking we were the same person. So that's a whole story and a whole wonderful experience and lifetime together as well. Dr. Mullins, I was walking by her office one day, and she was always tough. I mean, she would cuss you out for bad research in a second. In a second. But I understood her, and having had a really tough mother, she didn't faze me. She fazed the others. But for me, she was very, very serious about this research. A white woman from Minnesota who wanted to assure the understanding of how to get there for Black women. And her answer was education, education, education. And the mother has to be the one to show the children the way. And that's how these women made it. And, she also found there's some other things, but that was the big thing. And this research was done early 80s. And it was a big finding. And back then, Black women were the bottom of all statistics for education. They were the bottom. Now we are the top. And I know that research helped to point the way. Anyway, one day I was walking by and I was really going through some stuff, just graduate stuff, life stuff, family stuff. I was going through some stuff. And it must have been in the way I was walking. These halls were wide and marble floors, so you could hear the walk. And Mullins didn't even look up. And, she heard me walking. She knew my walk, and she knew this walk was different. And she said, "Bert, how you be?" And it was the first time I heard a white person using Black vernacular the right way. In other words, she wasn't imitating. She wasn't, oh, how you be. It wasn't any of that. It was the feeling fell to the right place in the right way. I mean, the reason why I wrote her into Black World, because she got it. And I knew that she knew that things were different. She wasn't asking how I was. She said, "How are you?" many times. She wasn't asking how I was. She was asking about the state of my being, the state of my existence. And I just looked up and started crying. I could not withhold the truth from this woman who could feel that something was off. She could feel that the bubbly Berry was weary. And then she looked up and said, "Come on in." And all of my professors' offices were a total mess. I think I get some of it from them. I'm not messy like they were, but there were papers and stacks and books, because you go from one book to the other. You couldn't Google search something. There was no PC even. You typed everything. So they would go from one journal to the next book, to the next piece of paper, to the next study, to the next thing, and find and research and pull together. And So their offices had all these books and all these papers and all this stuff, and stacks on the floor and stacks on the desk and stacks on the chairs and stacks in the corner. And I don't even think at this point Dr. Mullins was teaching anybody. She was just all research. She was that bad. And bad as in good. And please, y'all, don't try to imitate Dr. Mullins to me. Don't do that. Anyway, I told her what was going on and what I was dealing with, and she would click her dentures, and then she'd get up and go smoke, and then she'd come back after she was thinking, because she needed that cigarette to think. And she came back, and she said, "It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. And you're gonna do great work. But we need you to hold it together." And I didn't know who the we was. And I knew she meant more than her mother, because that's who it was. I didn't know if she meant faculty, but it felt like she meant the ancestors. The we, the all that is. We need you to hold it together. You're going to make it. You're going to be fine. You're going to do great work. We are all here with our own journey, with our own stuff. But there's a reason why the people in your life, sometimes up, sometimes down, so that we can hold one another together, so that we can look and listen to the patter of the feet and know something's a little bit off, but I got you. We need you to keep it together for now, because you're going to be all right. We're going to be all right, but we need your piece of the puzzle to set things straight. How you be? How is your existence right now? If you need a day to stop and rest and be and see, and if you're in that joyful state, look out for somebody else. We need we, but we gonna be all right. I love you.